Hello, so in today's video I'm going to be building my custom Game Boy Advance, my Wario themed Game Boy Advance. As you can see, this is probably my biggest effort put forward, but I've inverted the A and B buttons to match Wario's inverted M cap. I got my two-tone yellow and purple, and I have my custom Wario stickers and purple lanyard all together, along with the glass screen, backlit display, and Wario Land 4. Now, stay tuned, stick around, and you can see how I put it all together. So I had teased a new build in my last retro modding unboxing, where I received this beautiful purple indigo case and these really nice yellow buttons. And then when I put it all together, at least the buttons and the case together, I realized that it looks not like what I was going for, but instead it looks like the Vikings team colors, and it looked more like a Viking theme rather than what I was going for, which of course is a Wario themed Game Boy Advance. First thing first is to test this thing out and see what I'm working with, and then see if I can fix anything. Now, is that batteries in it? Let's see. Yes, it does. Probably shouldn't leave batteries in these, especially the ones down here, because I never actually play with these ones. They just sort of sit. Oh, look at, I got in this habit. I've made a few, I've been making these puzzle videos, and so I had that going because it has like a little clock in the background, and I think that looks kind of cute. No case, no back to it. Adjust my light. Let's see. Ooh, that's not good. I thought I tested this once before. Aha, okay. So it is kind of finicky. I'm going to have to clean that switch, which is probably why they said it didn't work. Oh, there we go. Got to get that light just right. Sounds decent. Not very loud. I don't know. I'll clean that up too. A and B work. So, oop. Oh, yeah. This switch is janky. I'm really gonna have to. Have to work at that, because yeah, that was powering on and off a few times. And these are good batteries. These are not, they're not junk. Now, I've done a lot of videos of breaking this apart, and so I'm not going to film this. So I'm going to jump ahead to this getting all broken down. All right, I have everything broken down. It looks like everything's pretty good shape. I mean, I'm not an expert. Like, if you've watched any of my previous videos, like, you've seen me stumble through these before. But I have some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to clean out some things. I'm going to clean off all of these contacts for the buttons. I'm going to clean out no, never mind. I'm not going to do that. I can't reach it. I forgot you need a device for that. And I have my, what do you call it? Heating up my soldering iron. I'm going to take the lid off of that switch, and I'm going to make sure that I can get that running and operating more reliably than what it was. Because, yeah, it's not fun when power cuts out on you. I might... come on, focus up. I might just kind of put some alcohol in there and just sort of like rub it around a little bit, because that can clean that up. I don't actually have, you can't really take this apart, and I don't have a replacement one. I know you can get those on retro modding, but I don't have a ton of interest in doing that. Then I may try to clean up that link cable thing as well. So I'm just going to work silently and kind of fast forward through all this. I got my Q-tips, I got my alcohol, and I'm in business. So still not, I mean, not perfect, but at least when it makes contact, it'll actually do its job. So now all I have to do is reconnect to this piece. All right, now that wraps up all of that. I got the speaker is nice and clean. The potentiometer I did like the bare minimum on, and I got this cleaned and hopefully working as it should. Like all the capacitors and stuff seem to be in good shape. They're not like swollen or anything. Oh yeah, and then I did all of these contacts right here. So I think I'm good to go. So now there are a few other things that I have to worry about. The first being I want to test to make sure that the screen is correct. So I'm going to take all that hardware out. I can mount this. I can mount this here. No, I can't. This is what I got to do. I always forget. I always screw this up. So the 40-pin connector. So what we have to do is, I always forget this. This does matter. This, yeah, it does matter. It's going to, okay, so up. The pins are up. I have gotten this wrong before, and it's a headache. So I'll put this in. Pins up. I'll lock that in place. Then this one, different. It flips up. Is this pins up too? I forget. Okay. Now I am going to put it, put this in there, along with, okay, it's off right now. I like to test this stuff, and I test it because I've screwed it up before. So let us see. Oh, I guess I could put this in. Nope, must have done it upside down. Off. All right, let's see how it goes. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I love it. So for the next part, this screen does not actually fit into place on here. It will eventually, but it does not right now. There's a number of things getting in its way. You can kind of see right here. It does center nicely though. We want to make sure that we, I think, favor the side with the buttons. Now, the way that I did this last time, I'm actually going to change it up slightly. I don't have a marker. Or do I? Okay, so in the previous build, I think it was for the well, no, I know it was. It's the only one I've done. In the previous build, I took a Sharpie and I went through and I just sort of like highlighted all of these things that I had to cut out, and I cut them out and it was fine. Everything worked out great, but I want to do it slightly differently, especially down here, because I want, if I do it right, some of these can help secure the screen and keep it from sliding. So for example, like this corner right here, if I don't cut that out, it'll just, I don't know, it'll hold it in a little bit better. It'll nestle it in a little bit, and the same goes over here. So I'm actually doing like sort of the inverse of what I had done previous. Before I just like highlighted all of that and cut it all out. This time I'm going to cut out like that area and over here as well, but it will it'll make it for a more snug fit. And I'm thinking about selling this one, so I think it would be a good idea to make it nice and snug. So I'll show a little bit of how I cut out this plastic, because I kind of got a method and I feel like it works pretty well. So you just kind of go little by little, and you go vertically, and then that allows you to remove like large amounts of it very quickly. This is actually like, I stole this from watching woodworking videos. I noticed that a lot of times if they have to remove material, they'll make a bunch of vertical cuts, and then they will come by with their chisel and then pop it loose, and it works pretty well, and you get pretty good results. So that's how I would suggest doing it, and I'm going to test out and see how leaving some of this stuff in works out. So I will jump ahead to when I finish. Alright, so I got everything chipped out. I left those two, I ended up marking them with a blue pen so I could actually see it. But we have a pretty snug fit in there, and I like that, because there is, if you look like over here, if you attempt to do this, there is some like room for it to play. There's some, here, I think I need to go out, zoom out a little bit. Yeah, it's just not my Super Famicom build. Like the screen, I took out every single piece of plastic, like some build guides tell you to do, but I don't think that's the right way. I think that if you have that plastic and you can use it to like hold things in place, that you should do that. So I have it's going to be time now to get this, get the glass in. So I just want to like get this kind of cleaned off. I've been touching this stuff a lot. It's all like greasy and stuff. Let's see. All right. Now I'm going to go with this. This didn't come from, I got like just scads of those plastic ones, but this is glass. It's holographic. I'm not the biggest fan of the holographic stuff, but it seems like the only kind that gets the color right. It should be dark around the edges, and that's that. So I'm just gonna like drop this into place. Got some nice double stick. Wait, is it only holographic because there's like holographic double stick tape? That would have been cool. All right. With these buttons, I'm actually, one of the things with Wario and Luigi that makes them so charming, or Wario and Waluigi, is that the logos on their hats are inverted. And so what I thought would be cool is to invert the letters on these buttons. So I'm going to do that. I have like this nice little saw right here. I'm going to back way up. You're not going to get like an in-depth view of it, because I need to be able to really see what I'm doing. So I like to saw it on this side. I have done a test of this, and it works, which is nice. So I haven't been paying attention. So I'm going to cut it on the top side of these pegs, because these pegs are what guide it into the holes so that you put the right button in the right place and the right orientation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut above that so that I can spin the letter 180 degrees, and then it will still fit in the slot just right. If I cut it below it, it would do nothing. So all right, so now I can just sort of sand those areas that look a little grimy. Maybe have a rough edge. I want to rough up the surface that I'm going to be, where I'm going to re-glue it so that it's nice and neat. Thankfully, most of the button is unseen, so where I've cut is actually going to be just slightly below the plastic, so I don't have to worry about it not being in the right spot. And I also have a lot of surface area to glue, so I'm going to jump ahead. I have one more to cut and glue, and then I'll just meet back up with you when I am ready to go on to the next step. Wait, where did the top piece go? All right, so I have finished the buttons. They turned out pretty well. I might end up buffing them and putting like a little clear coat on them just to even things out. And then I also did the arrow buttons, and have a little bit more cleaning, but I want to get this build all wrapped up. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I think it turned out pretty well. So here we go. I can start putting all of this together. The B is there, the A is on the outside. Got our silicone. Start and select. Gonna get, wait. Yeah, okay. I wanted to make sure that I put these on the right side. than I do. I actually have to... Oh my goodness. I have to go... And I don't know if I actually recorded it. I messed a few things up, even though I went through the process of making sure the correct orientation of all those ribbons. I still messed it up, and I put that the ribbon in backwards for the screen. So I opened it up and fixed that, but I'm glad I did, because then I removed a piece of electrical tape that I had holding down that ribbon, and it looks much better, much cleaner now. So we can get everything snapped back together. Wario Land 4 in there, and of course, you know, listen, this is a portable gaming device. We do not want to drop this on the sidewalk, get it all messed up, scuffed up. Come on, man, what's going on here? All right, so here it is, my latest build, and you know, I'm pretty excited about this. I think it turned out really well. I'm just pretty pleased about it. I do still have just an insane amount of these left over, and so if you have any ideas of which one I should do next, let me know. I mean, so far I've only managed to use 2. I've used the one for my Pokeball, and used the Pikachu, and then now I've used the Wario one. Yeah, if you like this video, hit like and or subscribe, or you know, just do whatever you want. Toodaloo.